and ServPro of Piatt-DeWitt counties. Remember, ServPro of Piatt-DeWitt counties for fire and water restoration, reconstruction, and now duct cleaning to keep your air healthy. Click their icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Are you wanting to learn more about your health and wellness options in Central Illinois? Visit stealthwellness.com or click on my banner ad at DeWittDailyNews.com. Let me, Dr. Bill Byers, show you some simple, under-the-radar ways to improve and take control of your health.
Hi, I'm Brett with Central Cremation Center, and we proudly serve all of Central Illinois. We offer the most affordable and convenient arrangements in the area with plans starting at just $795. Many of our plans are available by clicking our icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
News time is 8 minutes after 8 o'clock on this Wednesday. Top of the morning from the newsroom of Regional Radio and DeWittDailyNews.com. I'm Seth Lawrence with this expanded 8 o'clock newscast, streaming to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Illinois is now projected to receive around 2 to 4 inches of snow. That's according to Ed Shimon at the National Weather Service in Lincoln, who told Regional Radio on the WHOW Morning Show Tuesday, models are starting to shift where the heaviest snow is expected to fall in a massive winter snowstorm in the Midwest.
Well, we're analyzing the latest model runs coming in, and they're starting to try and pull back a little bit on the snow amount. So, especially DeWitt County, there's a rain, snow / rain, freezing rain band that's kind of booger things up a little bit on the southern fringes where Decatur DeWitt County may end up. It looks like we got you in about, officially the forecast has 3 to 5, but I think you're probably going to be on the 3 side of that. It may trickle down even a little further if the sleet mixes in or freezing rain. So we're trying to really narrow down that band, which is just a troublesome thing in the winter weather scenario, especially that low is going from Texas to Tennessee to Kentucky. So it's not like tracking right through Illinois, so we got a really good angle on it. This is dumping snow, 400 or 500 miles north of where the low is.
Wow. Which
makes it really challenging. I mean, these winter systems are so dynamic and trying to find that snow band. So we're just trying to get the best of all worlds in terms of the models coming in and see what's the best messaging we can use. But certainly there's going to be some slippery road conditions. So that's the main message we want to get out there. Make sure you're ready for some hazardous travel on Wednesday afternoon, especially.
According to Shimon, snow should move in around 9 o'clock this morning, with most of it falling into the early afternoon hours, and has the potential to be moved out by this evening.
Yeah, the precipitation is really going to increase quite a bit between 8 and 9 in the morning, and then it's going to be pretty steady all the way through about 3 o'clock with a taper off after from 3 to 6. Then it's going to start to shift eastward a little bit. So the bulk of the snow that's going to hit the ground is probably between 9 and 3, 9 and 4. And then things will start to slow down apparently a little bit as we head into the evening hours. So I don't think it's going to last all the way quite till midnight. I know our headline right now says winter storm warning from 6 a.m. till midnight, but the end of that's probably going to taper off quite a bit sooner than midnight at this point. So we'll see, and the winds are going to be out of the northeast for part of this, and 10 gusts to 20, 25. So the east-west roads are going to probably, have a little bit of drifting issues there. But that's what we're looking at in terms of timing. That was one computer model. But I think in general, that daytime window is probably our heaviest snow at this point.
In addition to the size and breadth of the storm, Shimon indicates it's also moving very fast, which has added to the difficulty in forecasting. The annual Daytona 500 fundraiser is this Sunday, benefiting a trio of area fire departments. The Daytona 500 fundraiser, hosted by the Clinton Eagles, annually benefits the Clinton, Kenny, and Wapella fire departments. Kenny Fire Chief John Rage calls it a family-friendly atmosphere with fun for the whole family.
You can watch the race in a good atmosphere. We've got free food going on. We've got boards. We've got door prizes, 50-50. Two of the big things we also want to mention is the silent and live auction items. So where a lot of this fundraising comes from is donations from our community. So No donation is too large or too small, and that's where it all comes from. So there's a lot of work that goes into it with the Eagles and the fire department members, but that's going out into the community and getting donations. So we want to say a big thank you to the community also for the donations they give, because that's where it all comes from, and that's astronomical to us. So the race will be noon until it's done. We've got live auction at the very end, silent auctions going on all day long, and it's just good, clean fun for everybody.
Wapella Fire Chief Ralph Smith says the Daytona fundraiser has become a staple in the community, an event so many look forward to each year.
Oh, yes, sir. Well, we raise funds. We ask for donations, auction stuff off. We raise funds for 3 neighboring departments, myself, Wapella Fire, Kinney Fire, and Clinton Fire. Like I said, the Eagles sponsor it annually. It's a great event. We have some wonderful turnout. Are really blown away by the response and the funds that get raised by the Eagles. Our funding we've used for many things, from small equipment, turnout gear. There's so many different figures and aspects that happen with the fire department. It's hard to budget that, and whatever we can raise just lightens the load on the rest of the department and the budgeting that we plan for the year. Well, it will be Sunday. I believe the event starts at noon. Of course, firefighters will be there earlier than that. It's open to the public. It's a great environment, a lot of friendly people, wonderful people. We have some food. Always serve a lunch. And I think the donations for that, there's no actual figure for it, but whatever you donate, we'd appreciate. And then the auction, I'm not sure exactly what time this year. I've not been privy to that yet. The auction will begin. I know it's usually around the beginning of the race. There are race boards and all kinds of stuff going on that day. It's a great environment for the whole family. Come on down.
Chief Rage says a couple years ago they began a reverse raffle for the event that has been hugely successful. He calls the atmosphere very relaxed and laid back.
Yep, so a couple years ago they started doing a reverse raffle where they sell around 200 tickets. $100 a ticket, but it's very good odds of getting your money back and then some. And then the last 5 people are in for up to around $5,000 payout. You know, it's kind of a steep entry, but the chances of winning are much, much, much better than most raffles you would get in. So it usually turns out very good for those that buy a ticket to it.
Chief Rage and Chief Smith says the Daytona fundraiser is such a big boost to the Wapella Fire Department.
Oh, we've helped fund extrication equipment, our air packs. Last year we went from 2,200 PSI air packs to 4,500 PSI air packs. It turned into a much larger project than we thought it would be just to make that happen. That was beneficial for that. Some of the money we've used for buying extrication tools, we've gone cordless with all of our power tools, our sawzalls, impacts, all that stuff now is Milwaukee cordless stuff, which was funded and purchased by the Firemen's Association, which is where the fundraiser money from the Eagles goes, as well as our other fundraising events. The money at this point that we raise in our fundraisers, this is what the firemen themselves choose to use it on.
Like Wapella Fire, Chief Rage says the Daytona fundraiser has helped them afford equipment to better serve their community.
So a couple years ago, we actually sent our tanker off to get refurbished. So the chassis itself is a 2009, but the tank and all the equipment on it was back from about 1991.
Join the fire departments and the Clinton Eagles at noon on Sunday. It is an open house style event, and you do not have to be a member of the Eagles to attend. Coming up in sports, Clinton and Monticello girls winners on the hardwood last night. Monticello boys winners as well. Those stories and much more in sports next.
Breathing problems can affect every aspect of your life. Breathe easier with Gibson Area Hospital Pulmonology Clinic and Dr. Ismail Bobat, now providing pulmonology health services to DeWitt County at Warner Hospital in Clinton. Dr. Bobat is an expert at identifying and treating pulmonology health conditions. Get the right diagnosis and treatment for your breathing problem with an experienced pulmonologist. For healthier breathing, book an appointment in Clinton today. Call 217-784-2212.
45 Bible.
With SRN Sports, I'm George Williams. Kevin Durant becomes the 8th player in NBA history to score 30,000 points. The Phoenix All-Star reached that milestone on a free throw in the third quarter during last night's game against the Memphis Grizzlies. His achievement, unfortunately, did not help the Suns as the Grizzlies defeated Phoenix 119-112. In the other 3 games, by a 3-point margin, the Raptors over the 76ers 106-103. Knicks topped the Pacers 128-115. And in a big rout, the Pistons over the Bulls 132-92. Lots of NCAA top 25 college basketball last night. The top 3 teams won by wide margins. Top-ranked Auburn over Vanderbilt. Number 2, Alabama over Texas. And third-ranked Florida down 22nd-ranked Mississippi State. More scores coming up in college basketball and more. This is SRN Sports. Some upsets last night. 15th-ranked Kentucky over 5th-ranked Tennessee, 75-64. And 20th-ranked Michigan, a winner over 7th-ranked Purdue, 77-65. Number 8, Texas A&M down Georgia. Number 10, Iowa State beat UCF. But in another upset, Indiana down 11th-ranked Michigan State, 71-67. Another upset, Kansas State over 13th-ranked Arizona by 3 points, 73-70. 17th-ranked Kansas was a winner, as was number 18 Marquette, and UConn defeated 24th-ranked Creighton. The NHL will play its new Nations Face-Off format beginning tonight with Canada versus Sweden. Tomorrow night, USA versus Finland. It's a 4-team round robin. Next pair of games Saturday, then Monday is the wrap-up for next Thursday's championship. Springtime has arrived for baseball. Los Angeles Dodgers went through a light workout yesterday, the defending World Series champions. This is SRN Sports.
Time now for a look at sports. I'm Seth Lawrence with this report. In a game heard on WHOW and all its digital platforms, the Clinton Maroons attempted a third-quarter comeback, but it wasn't quite enough as they fell to Warrensburg-Latham 60-51 in Central Illinois Conference high school boys basketball at Clinton High School. The Maroons were led by Colton Walker and Keaton Graves, who had 16 points apiece. Dalton Bell added 13, but fouled out in the third quarter. Jaden Bell was the serve pro of Piatt-DeWitt County's player of the game. He had 4 points and boasted a great performance on defense with multiple assists. The Cardinals were led by Caden Gardner's 18 points, and he passed the 1,000 career point milestone with his performance on Tuesday. With the loss, the Maroons are 15-12 overall, while the Cardinals lead the CIC at 23-4. Tune in to regional radio for more Maroons basketball on Saturday at 2 o'clock in high school girls regional quarterfinal action. Clinton outscored Cerro Gordo 48-14 after the first quarter en route to an easy 66-29 win Tuesday in non-conference high school girls basketball action in Cerro Gordo. The Lady Maroons led 18-15 after one frame and pulled away. 4 players scored in double figures, led by Reagan Filkins, 20 points. Carly Anderson had 14, and Clara Dempsey and Lila Kluver each had 12 points. The Lady Maroons are 24-6 overall. They host Decatur St. Teresa Thursday night for senior night and regular season finale. 4 players scored in double figures, and a 15-0 spurt in the first quarter propelled Monticello past Pontiac 67-43 Tuesday night in Illini Prairie Conference boys basketball action at the Seaver Center in Monticello. The Sages fell behind 5-0 early after Pontiac senior Riley Johnson hit a 3, and then a turnover in the backcourt after the made basket led to a score. Pontiac missed the close to the rim shot on the quick turnover, but they scored after the inbound pass. Tyler Blythe, Gatsby Grant, and Ike Young sparked the 15-0 run for Monticello and helped the Sages to a much-needed win on Tuesday. Monticello had lost 4 of 5 coming into play Tuesday and had been struggling offensively. Grant led all scorers with 13 points. Young, Blythe, and Nolan Bennykemper each had 11 points off a career-best 19 16 points Saturday in Williamsville at the Illini Prairie Sangamo Conference Shootout against Porta AC Central. Matthias Rudolph added 9 points off the bench. The Sages shot 58.7% from the floor. They had 40 of 67 points in the paint and dished out 19 assists on its 27 field goals. They turned 15 Pontiac turnovers into 20 points and had 18 points in transition. Monticello controlled the glass 30-21. Benny Kemper returned to the lineup after missing Saturday's game in Williamsville for personal reasons and was the serve pro of Piatt-DeWitt County's player of the game. Pontiac drops to 9-17 overall and 3-4 in the Illini Prairie Conference. The Sages improved to 13-12 overall and 3-4 in the Illini Prairie. They travel to Champaign Friday night to take on St. Thomas More in More League action. Tip-off is 7 p.m. Hear the action on 95.9 FM WEZC and online at DeWittDailyNews.com. Monticello girls stayed hot and rolled to Williamsville 51-32 Tuesday night in non-conference high school girls basketball action from Williamsville High School. Allie Widener led the way for the Lady Sages with 16 points. Megan Allen just missed a double-double with 9 points and 14 rebounds. Sarah Cressip had 14 points and Maddie Melton added 10 points. The Lady Sages wrap up the regular season at 19-10 overall. It's off to postseason play for Monticello, who awaits the winner of Saturday afternoon's regional quarterfinal matchup between Meridian and Shelbyville for a Tuesday night contest at the Meridian Regional at 7:30. Williamsville was able to keep a pesky Maroa-Forsyth team at an arm's length in a 54-44 final in Sangamo Conference boys basketball action Tuesday night in Maroa. The Bullets led 13-9 after one quarter and held a 23-16 lead at the half. Mitch Williams led the Trojans with 19 points. Cabrin Lee had 13, and Kenny Morris added 9. The Trojans are 10-12 overall and 2-4 in the Sangamo. They travel to Auburn on Friday night. Argenta-Oreana started fast and took care of Villa Grove 68-50 in Lincoln Prairie Conference boys basketball action from Villa Grove Tuesday. The Bombers jumped out to a 38-14 halftime lead. MJ Hall led all scorers with 19 points. Carter Logue scored 14. Damian Good had 13 points. And Tyson Oros chipped in with 12 points. Thomas Vanderventer had 15 points to lead Villa Grove. Lucas Shadwick added 12 points, and Cooper Clark scored 11. Villa Grove is 5-17 overall and 1-7 in the Lincoln Prairie Conference. Argenta-Oreana goes to 13-11 overall. They're 6-2 in the Lincoln Prairie Conference. They host Okaw Valley on Friday night. Kasparis Jakunas had 24 points, Tomislav Visic had 16, and Illinois held off UCLA for an 83-78 win Tuesday night to end the Bruins' 7-game win streak. Kylan Boswell had 11 points. Reserve Will Riley added 10 for Illinois, who finished shooting 51%, going to 17-8 overall and 9-6 in the Big Ten. Tyler Bilodeau had 25 for UCLA. Kobe Johnson had 14, and reserve Sebastian Mack added 11. Ben Humrickhouse made one of two foul shots to give Illinois an 81-78 lead with 7 seconds left. He missed the second shot, and off the carom, Avicic deflected the miss, which ended up in the hands of Boswell, forcing a foul by UCLA, and Boswell made a pair to secure the victory. Jakunas made an improbable leaping leaner just inside the three-point arc for a 78-73 Illinois advantage with 38 seconds left. Former Illini Sky Clark buried a three-pointer 10 seconds later to reduce the margin to 2. Humrickhouse, though, made a 3 with 4:51 left for a 76-60 Illinois lead. The Bruins went on a 13-0 run to get back within range. The Bruins entered leading the series 6-4. The Illini will host 11th-ranked Michigan on Saturday. Malik Beasley made 7 3-pointers and finished with 24 points as the Detroit Pistons built a franchise record 42-point halftime lead on its way to a 132-92 romp of the Chicago Bulls Tuesday night. Detroit outscored Chicago 71-29 in the first half, eclipsing the previous mark of 34 points against Chicago in March of 1969. Beasley set a Detroit record for threes in a season with 212 after he went 7 of 10. The previous mark was 211 by Sadiq Bey in the 21-22 season. Cade Cunningham had 20 points, 7 assists, and 6 rebounds as the Pistons came away with their most lopsided win of the season. Tobias Harris had 18 points. Oscar Thompson finished with 16 as the Pistons rolled to their third win in a row. The Bulls set a team record, missing their first 20 3-pointers before Ayo Dosunmu hit one near the end of the second quarter. They were 10 of 47 from beyond the arc and shot 35% for the game. Things were so comical for Chicago. Nikola Vucevic threw his arms up in mock celebration after making a hook shot late in the first half that trimmed the deficit to 43, and the crowd cheered too. Chicago had 2 players score in double figures. Mattis Bazelis had 12 and Josh Giddey scored 11. Kobe White scored a season-low 5 points, making just 2 of 13 shots and missing all 8 3-point attempts. The teams meet up in Chicago tonight. Get sports anytime from your computer or mobile device at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Netflix buffering, YouTube spinning, devices not connecting, Zoom calls dropping. Ugh, it's frustrating when you struggle to stay connected. You shouldn't have to worry about your internet in Clinton. It should just work. Well,